Well, greetings and welcome. This is Peggy Holmesley. I'm your host for the next few minutes, and this is Grant Writing Solutions, how to write a winning grant proposal that gets funded. This is a small little introductory course which will lead hopefully to a bigger program for you. I am thrilled that you see my sign says welcome grant writers. That's because if you're here intentionally and you have in your heart or in your mind to become a grant writer, and you'll get some additional funds for your organization. Now, this middle picture is to tell you that it is a no panic zone. You're going to be learning basic grant writing, a workshop for grant seekers. That's me, so I'm still smiling, and you can see the people in my workshops are smiling as well. Do not panic. We will get you through this, I promise. Why? Because what's a grant? Well, I'm going to read it here. This is what I wrote. It's an award of money that allows you or your organization to do something very specific that meets precise guidelines and spelled out in painstaking detail, to which you must be responding clearly in your grant proposal. Now, this could panic you, but take a look at that picture, because the funder puts everything in such painstaking detail that you can't help but get funded. If you follow the directions, you are going to be a match for your funder, and you are going to be running out in your backyard and picking the money off the tree. What is grant writing all about? And this first line is really the answer. It's a skill. You'll learn to write a proposal that gets your dreams, your mission, your passions funded. God put something on your heart, and He's giving you the skill and ability to write a grant. I've been doing it for 30 years, so some things are second nature to me, but it wasn't always that. It's a skill that's learned and trained. I want you just to slow down at some point in time and ask yourself, what single project or activity do you think your organization or you needs funding? It's not all about saving the entire world, but what one project, one need, what problem are you looking to solve that's on your heart? And when you do that, these are the parts of the grant that you're going to go through. Cover page. Cover page is like a cover page on a resume. Tells a little bit about yourself, your organization, what you want to do and why you're going to do it, and you're only going to keep it about 2-3 paragraphs. Executive summary, small paragraph. The funder's going to tell you 500 words or less. And you're going to do that last because you want the executive summary is always first, and you want to make sure it meshes with the rest of your grant because it has to be clear, succinct, or else they won't go on further. Your organizational background. How old are you? How long have you been in existence? Why did you start? How many? What are the wonderful changes and things that you've done? If you're new, when did you start? When are you planning on starting? What are the wonderful changes that you're planning on doing? Then if you're new, you're going to mention about key people in your organization. You may have been teaching for 40 years and you decide you want to start an after-school program in an area where children don't read. That's something that you're going to do. Statement of need. That goes back to that slide I just had where we cross out the problem and we put down solution. What solution are you going to do? Okay, the other common parts of a grant are budget. And for your budget, you just are going to give the money that it's going to cost you for this program. The funder probably will ask you for an organizational budget at some point in time, but for purposes of funding, how much is this going to cost? And you need to be clear and precise. And you're thinking, well, I never did this before. Somebody might have done something similar. Get close as you can. And the funder will also ask, what would happen if I don't fund you? And you never, never, never say we won't do the program. You're going to say that we will have a gala, we will have fundraisers, we will sell lemonade, we will have a spaghetti dinner, we will speak to Chick-fil-A to give us chicken nuggets for our dinner. They go with spaghetti anyway. But you will never say you're not going to do it. You're going to come up with alternate ways. Project goals and objectives. Your goals and objectives have to be sharp and clear and specific, time sensitive. SMART goals is what you're looking for. Must be measurable. And that goes to evaluation. You're going to evaluate your project goals and objectives. How do you do that? So you're starting an after-school program for children in District 95, wherever that may be. And this 95 district has children who are in second grade who are reading kindergarten level. And you have 50 kids who are doing that. So you are going to ask money for 50 children to get maybe Chromebooks and whatever tools you may need. And your goal is that at the end of 6 months time, that of the 50 children, 90% are going to be on their second grade reading level, if not above. And you are going to accomplish it this way. That's very specific, that's goals, that's the evaluation, and that's how you're going to measure the success of your program. Attachments we'll see in a moment, and there they are. This is what happens when you forget the attachments, you go panic. Board members, key staff, your IRS letter of determination, your nonprofit status, use of a fiscal agency documentation. If you do not have the letter of determination, you can use a fiscal agency, someone who has a 501c3, but we will need their documentation, financial documentations, budget, 990s, audited reports, supporting materials, brochures, letters, wonderful letters that people have sent to you, Facebook pages, a copy of your web page, state letter, Department of Agriculture, you write to, and tell them that you would like a letter for charitable contributions. You need to have that. It's a $50 cost, might have gone up, and some organizers, some funders require that letter. Copy of bylaws of your organization. What's the rules? What's the regs? This is the structure of the organization. You need to come up with some bylaws against Google bylaws. Google simple bylaws of organizations, and you'll get some help. And I'm also around for that. And you also, while you're changing the world, describe in detail your financial sustainability, your partnerships, your board and your staff, because these are people who with you will change the world, change the community. Okay, you thought about it. So what if you could change the world? What if you never tried? What if you wrote a grant and you received funding? You could literally change the world. Your funders are your partners. Treat them like friends and partners. Years ago, I've made a lot of funders and partnerships with them. Now that I'm in my own business and I'm going to help you get funding, you may be a recipient of some of the funders that I know before, because I go from grants to federal money to local money to Kiwanis clubs, and there are people that I know who would be looking to help you. So always keep those partnerships available, because they want to know what's going on. They are specifically giving you money to make them look good and feel good. So here's a list of where the money sources are. That will be in another set of slides, but it's foundations, family foundations, corporations, grants funding city and state. And the bigger costs will cover different things. You'll see the development of your proposals start to finish. You'll learn how to do the research for the funders. You will receive actual award giving proposals that people or I wrote that are funded. This is the larger course. It covers all that. And this is a sample of the modules and what's going to be covered. And I will be sending you, should you want this slide presentation, by all means, send me your email address and I will send this to you, because it's going to make more sense. And actually, another recording of this is available. And here's where you find me. Here's where you get more information. grantwritingsolution.com. Peggy at grantwritingsolution.com. And I promise you that if you get in touch with me, I will answer all questions. We will have a much more extended course. There's going to be 8 to 10 modules. And again, you will be writing a course from start, or you will be writing a grant from start to finish. And I will review it, and some people on my team will review it as well. And then you make the corrections and send it back to us, and we're going to be reviewing it again. And there will be also sessions for coaching. You will not do this alone. I guarantee you, you will not do this alone. And that's why I said this is a no panic zone. So we look forward to hearing from you soon. And if it sounds a little bit of hurried, forgive me. I'm pretty new at this. but there's more information for you and a much larger extensive course. But at least now you have an idea what the parts of the grants are, and most of all, know what problem you have the solution for. You have that. You have 80% of your grant done already. Work on that. Send it to me. I'd love to hear from you. God bless. Bye-bye.